Comecei a gravar aí. So here we are. The third part of the mini course, the Quantum Enigma III, further remarks and speculations. I will begin with a phrase I in the of the last transparency of the last slide of the yesterday. The state collapse is the cost due to the neglecting the vertical dimension. If you remember, I said that yesterday. And the state collapse, this is just my opinion, okay? It's nothing but the expression of the discontinuity between two different ontological levels. Okay, so the state collapse is the effect of this discontinuity, of this difference, fundamental difference between these two ontological levels. Which levels which levels are that? Are those? I told there are in the first the ontological level of corporeal objects and the ontological level of physical objects. There are these two kinds of objects belongs to different ontological levels. Okay. As we have seen, the physical objects belongs to the physical object belongs to the ontological layer or level or stratum, which is basically can be expressed by the words materia signata quantitate, né? Which is the matter marked with quantity, because physics is basically the science of nature, but mainly physics deals with quantities, right? Okay, but now a question, which is my question. Maybe if Professor Wolfgang Schmidt or others, if he see this question, maybe he can laugh. Oh, that's a silly question, but that's a question that occurs to me. The question is: does the collapse mean an actual, which is instantaneous, an actual event happening right now, or does it mean just an effect of a just a discontinuity, nothing more, between different ontological levels? It's for me an open question. There is a feeling, if you read the book, you maybe may have a feeling that the everybody, including the author, Professor Wolfgang Miss, that you have. I had the feeling when I read the book that people that Wolfgang Smith mean that every time we do some measurement, so the collapse happens, which means there are uh, 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 stratum of reality which is receiving a form right in that instant. Okay, so that's an event happening right in the moment you do a measurement. Okay, that's the feeling. But I ask myself, is that true? Uh, because for example, the electron, uh, the electron, of course, is producing that interference pattern. Okay, but the electron is part of concrete world. Is inside the is something inside the experiment. Is part of the corporeal world. So maybe this is a mere discontinuity between descriptions, incompatible descriptions, right? Or this is uh, this is something something that are happening in the exact time, the time things was in the exact time in the exact time of measurement. Okay, that's a question for me. I don't. I am asking this. Maybe someone can explain me. And so, if you have the same question, I'm sorry, I cannot answer. Right? Okay, so that's one thing I would like to say a little bit, and I will translate in one single phrase the what the quantum why the quantum enigma is how quantum enigma can be explained, solved. Okay, at least understood. How can we understand the problem, the origin of the state collapse, for example? Why is that so? Why is that so? And I will answer by a single phrase. Any scientific enterprise which denies the form will suffer from a fundamental non-intelligibility, insofar as form is the principle of intelligibility. Maybe I should state em português. Qualquer empreendimento científico que nega a forma, que é o que aconteceu a partir da bifurcação cartesiana, qualquer empreendimento científico que nega a forma, inevitavelmente sofrerá de uma indeterminação, de uma perda de inteligibilidade, de uma não inteligibilidade, à medida em que forma é o princípio da inteligibilidade mesma. Ok? That's é o resumo, mais ou menos, de toda essa história aí que a gente tem conversado aí esses dias. Essa frase. Ok? So, now let us change a little bit this object of the subject of this slide. The duality matter form is real, not only in Aristotelian philosophy, of course, but in other branches of culture, because this is one of the most striking and important and relevant discovery of all the times. The Aristotle make this striking discovery, matter form, and it means that in some sense matter form is very real. Let's go. Let's say about other branches of culture. Oriental tradition. In Oriental tradition, everybody knows this symbol, right? Is the duality, fundamental duality of nature. The yin and yang, right? The the yin is right. Right is clarity. It symbolizes intelligibility. Is the intelligible principle. Is the form. It represents the form. And yang represents the matter. It represents the indeterminacy, total indeterminacy. It represents the non-intelligibility, right? But you see two little balls here, right, are interchanged. What does it mean? The yin and yang are principles which are inseparable. If you try to isolate the intelligible thing, if you try to isolate the intelligible thing, like the Cartesian ambition to comprehend, to describe the whole universe by using just the continuum, the extensive things, okay. So no matter what amount of effort of work you do in this in this in the work of making everything intelligible, mathematically intelligible, but it will remain always. It will remain a principle of non-intelligibility here. Here, this is a principle, as something that you cannot take off from intelligibility, from form. Is the matter. Matter or non-intelligibility is somehow you know, is somehow inside the the intelligible principle, because there are two inseparable things, like I said, right? That's a rich, very rich symbol from Orient, right? I think everybody knows that. Everybody knows. And of course, Wolfgang Schmidt to make a joke, very clever joke here, by attributing the radius to that sphere here, that or circle, a radius that it is Planck length. That's a radius fundamental that emerges in quantum theory, right? Oh, that's just a joke. Yeah. Now, another thing. In the beginning, you can see in the Bible, okay, the Genesis Bible, in the Bible. What's the first thing that you can read there? In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. That are very, maybe almost obvious symbols of form and matter. Heavens, the sky, okay, it symbolizes the form. The form comes from up, from up to above, okay, from up to below, right? Heavens, heavens and earth. Earth represents the matter, the potentiality. Earth. What is earth? How can I say? I forgot. I forgot the name. Argila, barro, em inglês. Que vergonha. A argila representa muito bem a terra, elemento terra, né? E é uma matéria-prima para fazer qualquer coisa, inclusive o homem, né? Earth. And earth is a female word. And heavens is a male word. Of course, it happens also in the yin yang symbol. Okay, let's the I bet everybody has heard about the yin represents also the male and the young the female. Okay, that's right, but this is just symbolic. Okay, it does not mean that male is superior to female. Of course, does not mean that. Just because uh, after all, just not the only the male, but also the female itself. A woman, it is a composite of form and matter. Okay, like in the men, both are a composition of inseparable. They have inseparable form in it and matter. Okay. And Greek mythology, very similar to the symbology in the Genesis. We have Uranus, which represents the heavens, and Gaia, which represents the earth, are parents of several gods, Kronos, Rhea, etc. Uranus was the great grandfather of Zeus, if I am not if I am right. Yes. Uranus and Gaia also symbol because they are principle. What means indigenous? What does it mean? In the beginning. In the beginning, it means that the time had been not created yet. Uranus and Gaia are principles. Principles. They are not people living in a time, inside time, in a temporal reality. Uranus, and he had a child. A child would grow up with time. It's not like that exactly, right? Because Uranus and Gaia are principles. They are not things. I mean, they are not gods, of course. They are not gods that lived before her childs, before their childs, before. In the beginning, it means not before. It means ontological principle. It means ontological principle, right? And look, if you take a look at the Kronos is the one of the sons of Uranus and Gaia, and Kronos is the god of time. The time was, so as to say, it was created with Kronos. Okay, with Kronos. Right? Oops. There are something interesting that I would like to say, but let me see what else. I don't remember. Okay. Maybe just a minute. When, of course, I am afraid, of course, to make a mistake, to make a mistake like, well, of course, it is a very, there are, it is not, of course, there are several nice pictures of explaining the world, explaining many things by some key conceptual key. Okay, like for example, the psychology. The psychology can be organized, so as to say, and explained by some case, like for example, the for the case of Freud, the the desire to between son and mother, and And or other examples. Okay, you can see, for example, uh, the the for example, I forgot more examples, but you can find many like this. People trying to explain the whole universe by using just a few key concepts. Okay, it is very common. Uh, but now you would like you would think, wait a minute. That's the unique problem with science is that it remains in the dimension matter form. Is that not possible? There are many other things, maybe many other things. Okay, but because the we are trying to correct a mistake, uh, correct a mistake that it was caused uh, by an operation in this very dimension matter form. People try to suppress with with success. With they suppressed the dimension form from this dimension from this duality, and so the best way to explain this mistake is the recurrency of this very dimension matter form. Okay. Okay. I think that's enough. Any question? Maybe we can just stop here.